Some places are dangerous because of the people living in it. Others are dangerous because of the land itself. The desert doesn't care who you are, for example, neither does the ocean. A jungle can swallow entire expeditions without leaving a trace. Mountains can kill experienced explorers in a single afternoon if the weather decides to turn against them. See, what I just said is a big part in fact of what has always made Far Cry so interesting. The series has never been about cities, it has never been about civilizations. At its best, Far Cry throws players into places where controls are already broken down and survival depends on adaptation. The setting becomes just as important as the villains, and sometimes even more important in fact. That's one reason the rumors surrounding Far Cry 7 have captured so much attention lately. Because, first of all, if reports are accurate, Ubisoft may be taking the franchise somewhere it has never truly gone before. Where's that? You guessed it. Alaska. Well, first of all, to be clear, Ubisoft has not officially revealed Far Cry 7. Most of what exists today comes from years of reports, claims, leaks, and discussions surrounding a project repeatedly known internally as Project Blackbird. Multiple reports have in fact connected the next Far Cry to Alaska. While other reports suggest that an extraction-style multiplayer project originally connected to the same development effort may also share that setting, at the same time, some insiders have cautioned that portions of the leaked information may come from older builds or cancelled concepts, meaning many details remain uncertain right now. Still, even with those uncertainties, one thing remains fascinating, which is the idea. That idea simply makes sense. Far Cry for years has explored tropical islands, African savannas, mountains, American countrysides, fictional Caribbean nations. Each location brought its own identity, but Alaska offers something very unique because it combines wilderness, isolation, extreme weather, and modern civilization all at once. It is one of the few places on Earth where a person can drive for hours without seeing another human being and still encounter dangers everywhere. If Ubisoft truly chooses Alaska, this setting alone could completely change the feel of the franchise. Like imagine beginning your journey during the middle of winter, sun barely rising, entire forest disappearing beneath snowfall. Unlike previous Far Cry games, where danger often came from hostile armies occupying territory and stuff, Alaska itself could become part of that threat. Survival suddenly matters again, not in the sense of constantly monitoring hunger meters and crafting systems, in the sense that the world feels genuinely hostile. A blizzard isn't just visual decoration, it's an obstacle. Crossing a frozen river becomes a decision then. Traveling through a mountain pass becomes a risk. The environment itself creates a lot of tension before a single enemy even appears. That could be exactly the kind of evolution the franchise needs, something more of a simulation, in fact. One criticism frequently directed at Far Cry games is familiarity right now. Many enjoyed Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 6, but some really felt the series had become predictable. The structure remained recognizable, the progression system felt familiar, the worlds were beautiful, yet the formula rarely changed dramatically. Recent reports suggest Ubisoft may be attempting larger changes than the usual with Far Cry 7, including a move away from the long-running Dunia engine toward the Snowdrop engine used in the titles like The Division and Star Wars Outlaws. If true, in fact, this would represent one of the biggest technical shifts in franchise's history. See, that engine change could matter more than people even realize right now. Far Cry has always relied heavily on world stimulation. Wildlife, weather, fire, vehicles, enemy patrols, and environmental interactions all contribute to the feeling that the world exists independently of the player. Modern technology could push those systems much further. Imagine storms rolling across valleys in real time, snow accumulating in roads, animals migrating, rivers freezing, visibility changing. The wilderness could feel genuinely alive, and perhaps more importantly, it could feel unpredictable. Unpredictability has always been one of Far Cry's greatest strengths. The best moments in the series are rarely the ones that are scripted. They are the stories players create themselves. You're sneaking into an outpost when a bear suddenly attacks a patrol, firefight begins, vehicle explodes, chaos spreads. 10 minutes later, the entire situation is now evolved into something nobody even planned for. That is Far Cry at its best, and Alaska feels perfectly designed for those kinds of immersion moments. Imagine wolves, avalanches, frozen lakes, storms. The world itself becomes an active participant. Then there is finally the story. Rumors surrounding Far Cry 7 have suggested a narrative involving a kidnapped family and a conspiracy-driven cult organization. Some reports describe a structure where players must rescue family members while managing limited time and resources, although these details, of course, remain entirely unconfirmed by Ubisoft right now. Whether those specific rumors prove accurate or not, the concept highlights something very interesting. Far Cry stories work best when they feel personal. See, Voss or Nacho wasn't memorable because of global stakes. Joseph's Seed wasn't memorable because of the worldwide consequences. They were memorable because their actions affected the player directly. The journey of Far Cry games matter. The atmosphere matters. The feeling of traveling through a dangerous world matters as well. A great Far Cry game doesn't simply give players destinations, it gives them memorable experiences between those destinations. However, right now, Far Cry 7 remains largely a mystery. Ubisoft's yet to officially reveal the game, many reported details remain unconfirmed, some leaks may reflect older concepts rather than the current version of the project. Even the Alaska setting itself, while frequently reported, has not been formally announced by Ubisoft. But sometimes a rumor becomes interesting because of what it suggests rather than what it confirms. And what those rumors suggest is a Far Cry willing to evolve. A Far Cry willing to leave behind familiar tropical landscapes and explore something harsher, something older, something more isolated, a world where nature can be just as dangerous as the people trying to kill you. If that vision becomes reality, Far Cry 7 could end up feeling way different than its predecessors. Not because it abandons the franchise's identity, because it finally pushes that identity into new territory. And honestly, that is exactly the kind of place where Far Cry story really belongs.